challenges, there could be no change. Without struggle, there could be no progress. I have made a choice to take a chance to heal because I serve an amazing God. A God that takes my hurt, takes my pain, and turn it to a miracle. He's so amazing. He take my setbacks, make them set ups, come back. Because I'm coming back. My past is not who I am. My past does not define me. My past is just a place of residence. My past is not me. So I'm looking forward. And I'm moving on. Because I'm amazing. Because I serve an amazing God. I'm amazing. You are amazing. We are amazing. And we're going to do some amazing things. Amen. Have a seat. We are amazing because we serve an amazing God. All of us have stories. All of us have been through things. And we realize that it's not what we go through, it's what we grow through. And a lot of us have grown through some things that we look back at our life and said, I never could have made it without you. Because we know it wasn't us, but it was all God, His power, and His grace and mercy. And that's why we're able to stand this afternoon in this place, in His presence, because we serve an amazing God who has done some amazing things. I want to give you a couple of scriptures if you're taking notes. We're going to look at Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 44. Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 44. Ephesians, the 4th chapter, verse 31. Ephesians 4:31. And then we're going to look at the book of Colossians 3:13. Colossians 3:13. May not get to all these verses. Got a little time constraint. I do have my parents here, my mother and father. I have my brother, my niece, and my 2 sisters, and my brother-in-law. That's my family members. Yesterday we gave my parents what we call the Living Legends Luncheon. Dad is 94, my mom is 93. We wanted to honor them, let them know we love them while they're still here. So we're going to be at a funeral where we was there, and so we're appreciative of them. They made us who we are. So we're so grateful for them. Grateful for my sisters and my brother and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and my niece to come out to support me this afternoon. Amen. But I want to be brief as I can, but also want to not shortcut God. I want to leave you with something. We just sung a song that says that wherever you lead me, I will follow. You know, sometimes God will lead you places that you might not want to follow. See, so it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. What do you mean, Sims? Let's look at Matthew 5:44. Let's see how many of you ready to follow up. In Matthew 5th chapter, verse 44, he says, this is Jesus speaking. Because y'all saying, wherever he leads you, you're going to follow. Put your shoes on, man. Put your boots on, boss. Put your big girl panties on. Because he's going to take you somewhere. He says, but I say to you, love your enemies. Y'all still following? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love your enemies and bless them that curse you. And some of y'all curse people back. I ain't calling no names, but you know who you are. It says, love your enemies and then you bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Somebody say, that's not easy. Somebody say, I need a mind shift. Yeah, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a mind shift because what God is asking you is not easy. He's asking you to transform and to become something different than who you are. And see, when you talk about giving a new birth, being born again, he tells you got to crucify your old ways. Because the old ways, if somebody hates you, you hate them back. You curse me, I'm cursing you back, boo-boo.
That's right. Yeah.
And no, I don't love you because you don't love me. See, the fallen nature of man is always trying to protect the man. And our thing is, how do I get them back? Oh, we got some get back people in here now.
That's right. Come on.
Oh, we got some revengeful people.
Come on.
We got some tit for tat people in this house.
Yeah.
But this morning I want to talk about a mind shift. See, God is asking you to change your ways. You can't stay the way you are. God loves you the way you are, but he doesn't want you to remain the way you are. So he says you need a mind shift. So in this fallen nature of ours, when somebody hurts us, we want to hurt them back. Don't get quiet, just say amen. Don't act like y'all know what I'm talking about. Because when somebody hurts you, I want to get you back. And some of us like, I don't really get you back. I'm not through with you yet. And some of us have been holding on for things 5 and 10 years. But what I'm really talking about is the power of forgiveness. The power of forgiveness. And it's not that people deserve to be forgiven, but you deserve to have peace. Amen. See, when you don't forgive people, it eats at you.
Yeah, it does. That's right.
And you know some people that you haven't forgiven are dead and gone.
That's right.
They're not even thinking about you. But you still being eaten up inside like cancer. So they may not deserve your forgiveness, but you deserve to have peace. So Jesus says, listen, I come to give you peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not natural. It's not normal in our falling state to forgive people.
That's right.
But in a spiritual state, in a divine nature, then we can do things. The impossible can now become possible. But you need a mind shift. You need a new mindset. And I hope your mind is not set to the point where it's like concrete. Because some of y'all got hard heads. And you know when you was a little kid, when you see concrete, you'll go write your name in there. Little Ray Ray was here. Peaches was in the house. You know, you would write something on the cement because it was still malleable. It was still wet. And I'm hoping your mind is still malleable, still able to change. But when it becomes hard, sometimes you have to take a sledgehammer, break it up, start all over again. And you don't want God to have to break you up because of your stubbornness. You don't want him to have to pull you down and make you go through some real changes. He's asking you. He says, love your people. Love those who hate you. The people who despitefully misuse you. Love them anyway. Not because of, but in spite of themselves. But sometimes we don't want to be around certain people. When people hurt you, sometimes you're in the grocery store, you're in Kroger, you see them down the aisle, you turn down another aisle. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? You don't even want to see their face. You don't want to be around certain kind of people who have hurt you.
Right.
And then there's certain places that you don't want to go to anymore because they're triggers. They remind you of some things that has happened in your life that was painful in your life. And some of us have had things that happened to us that cause us to have shame. Some of us are resentful. Some of us are just angry. And some of us just have a lot of hatred based on some of the things that have happened in our lives. People have touched us and said things and misused us and abused us. But God still says, you got to love them anyway. Amen. Not because of it, in spite of what they did, you got to love. You need a mind shift. I need to be born again. I need to give birth to something new because it's not in my nature. Because if you hurt me, I want to hurt you back. Because some of us, mama told us, if they hit you, you better do what?
Yeah.
Hit them back. But God says, I know what your mama told you. I know what your daddy told you. But I'm telling you to love them anyway. Because somewhere I read, he said that when you love somebody, it's like heaping hot coals on them. Because see, when you do right, when people do you wrong, they know they did wrong. It's eating at them. And then they expect you. They're looking forward to you to curse them out, to come back at them. But when you love them, it messes them up.
Right.
They can't understand. They can't figure it out. I did this to them. How can they still be so kind to me?
Right.
That's what love would do. That's what love would do to you.
That's good.
Love is transforming.
Yes, sir.
It's life-changing. It's life-enhancing. That's how Gandhi and Jesus and Martin Luther King, that's how they were able to change the world.
Right.
Because love covers a multitude of faults. Love is bigger than hate.
Yeah.
That's how we're here today from slavery. Our people, they kept on doing right anyway. They didn't want to do what's right. They getting beat and they were being whipped. But they still did right because spiritually, they had something in them special. A divine nature. So we need a mind shift. When we are aware of our feelings, you can begin to address them. You see, some people, and I worked in the school system, what y'all fight about? I don't know. It happened 4 or 5 years ago, 8 years. Some people just hold on to anger. Y'all know people like that? They've been angry so long, they don't even know what they're angry about.
Well.
It's just toxic, it's poison. But they just, well, I don't know, I just know I don't like it. But why you like, I don't know, but I know I'm still mad. So when you hold on to toxicity and poison, you need a mind shift. But when you begin to be aware of your feelings, you can begin to address them.
Yes.
And in counseling, I talk to a lot of people, I call it emotional intelligence, when you understand your emotions. And then not only be aware, have emotional intelligence, but have what we call emotional literacy. Put words to it. Now women are better at putting words to things than men. The men are, man, what is she saying? No, what is she saying? I just feel, no, what do you feel? Well, I'm just feeling some kind of way. You still ain't saying that. What kind of way are you feeling? So when you're able to put words to your feelings, then you begin to address what's going on. And a lot of people are not able to address what's going on. And so when you're able to when you're able to talk about your feelings, put words to your feelings, that gives you the foundation for forgiveness and healing. Can't forgive, you can't heal until you first acknowledge your pain. To what you're going through, what you're feeling. You have to admit that you're hurt and that you're not okay. Well, because some of y'all lie a lot. Not all of y'all, some of y'all. I ain't gonna pick out nobody. But some of y'all just say, well, it really was nothing. It's okay. The truth is you're bothered. It's eating at you. But you just try to push it sideways. It's okay, it really ain't that big of a thing. But it is. And once you can admit the truth to yourself, that's when you can grow. So, all of us have something in our head. Men, we got a guy called Lying Larry. Ladies, you got Lying Lisa. They always gonna lie to you, tell you everything's okay, everything, but everything is not okay.
Right.
So sometimes you gotta tell Lying Larry or Lying Lisa, it's not okay. I'm not okay. I'm hurt about this. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that you're hurting about something. Because when you go to the doctor, when the doctor touch you, they touch you there, they say, does it hurt there? They say, no. Here, no. Here, yeah, oh yeah, that's where it hurts at. That's my sore spot. And we all have emotional sore spots where people have hurt us. And we need to say, that's where I'm hurting. And it's not okay. And this is the place I need to heal. And I need to let you know that you hurt me.
That's good.
So some of us need to look at the magnitude of the offense. Every offense is not the same. But hurt still is hurt. The weight of an offense will sometimes determine the amount of anxiety and stress you encounter. We put it this way. The rain falls because the clouds can no longer hold the weight. The tears fall because the heart can no longer hold the pain. Y'all not getting that? Let me help you out.
Preach, Alvin.
Consider this. A professor was talking to his class. And he held up a glass of water. And he says, how much do you think this weighs? Some people said that it depends on how heavy the glass is. Somebody else says, well, it depends on how much water in it. He says, no. It depends on how long you hold the glass. You understand this? Because you know, you hold it long enough, it starts getting heavy, doesn't it? And so what are you saying? When you suffer from an offense, when somebody has wronged you, the longer you hold on to it, the heavier it becomes. The heavier it becomes. There's a 65-year-old woman who admitted to her therapist after her father had died. She said, my father did some things to me as a little girl. And I was very resentful, and I was very angry, and I had a lot of pain in my life. It was a terrible offense. And she said the longer I held it, it became heavier and heavier. She said when he died, I was able to release it and forgive him. She said it felt like something was lifted off my shoulders. If anybody ever felt like that, once you release something, it's like, man, because you don't know what you're carrying.
Amen.
You see, sometimes things have let you go, but you won't let it go. Sometimes you pick up things and hold on to it. And so I heard this saying, I got a monkey on my back, or this thing got a hold on me. Marvin Gaye had something, you really got a hold on me. But sometimes it ain't that thing got a hold on you, you got a hold on it. You have a choice to release and let some things go. So once the lady was able to forgive her dad, her relationships changed. Her life changed. When you hold bitterness in your spirit, I don't know if you know, but sometimes I can look at people. Have y'all looked at somebody and say, what do they mean? They ain't saying nothing to you, but their countenance, their face. When you hold on to bitterness and anger, it begins to change your whole countenance. It's a spirit. The young people say it's a vibe. It's an energy that you release. And people can feel you. You can walk in the house and, ooh, it's kind of chilly in here.
All right.
See, when you go into a house full of people with twisted spirits, you can feel those spirits. And I'm trying to tell you what an unforgiving spirit would do, what anger would do. It will change you. It will rewire your mind. It will change your whole biological makeup, and people will be able to see it and feel it. But a peaceful person, a loving person, a person whose light is shining, people just walk up to the streets like, wow. Because something about you is peculiar. Because you had to learn how to love, not because of, but in spite of your situations. You didn't allow your situations to define who you were. You said, I'm greater than that, because greater is he that's inside of me. I have Christ, I have a light in me, and I'm going to walk in my light. You can't walk in anger and pain all the time. You can't hold that poison. It's toxic. It will destroy you. The sooner you release things, the better. Something, I used to look at my wife and women, y'all got this good, y'all can carry babies all day long.
Yeah.
I can't, babies are heavy to me.
Oh, that heavy.
But y'all shift them suckers to the hip, throw it out there, and y'all can just keep walking. So you know what that tells me? It's not the issue, it's how you carry it. It's how you carry it. And when we learn to carry issues the right way, then we can deal with them the right way. But when you carry them the wrong way, they're going to become heavy, they're going to weigh you down.
Right.
Yes.
So the sooner the better we commit to forgiveness and work through the difficulties, feelings, and thoughts that you are experiencing, the less impact the weight is going to have on you. For some of us, forgiveness is an emotional struggle. What do you mean? It's an emotional struggle. It's in my head. I can't sleep. Every time I toss and turn, every time I see things, I smell something. Because I told you before that your 5 senses are gateways. These are doors. There's some things you see that remind you of some things. Oh, he looked like that guy who did that. Oh, that's not him. Or they might have the same cologne or the same must. Oh, he smelled like. Or he feel like. Taste like. So there are some triggers that go in our mind that take us back down pathways that we don't want to go on.
True.
And see, some of us can't forgive because we have to let things go.
Amen. Amen.
I know and I realize that some of us was unfairly hurt. But when you realize that people who hurt you sometimes are not even trying to hurt you. Do you know hurt people hurt people? Do you know some of these people are doing the best they can? And if you knew their backstory, you'd be like, wow, I didn't know it was like that. I see why you're crazy. So you begin not to take things so personal. When you start talking to people, wow, they just messed up. I didn't know that happened to you. Your dad did that to you, your mother did that to you. He said a young boy who was abused by man, he was a Cub Scout. Man had touched him when he was young and bothered him, and he just couldn't stop thinking about it. He felt confused. He felt ashamed. You see, some people are still carrying shame about what happened to them years ago. And Jesus said, listen, I come knocking at your door. I come to set you free.
Yes.
Let that go.
Yes.
And the chains in your mind should start falling off. But your past is holding you sabotage, holding you a prisoner to your past. Again, those people are dead and gone, but you're still holding on to something. And if you can ever learn to just let go, to free your mind, to have that peace. So this young boy, they said he got into his 20s. He couldn't keep a job. He still was angry. Anybody look like that man with that beard, he didn't like him. He didn't know why he didn't like him. Because he had suppressed it. And I told you a long time ago that inside of each of us is a little boy and a little girl who's been through some trauma. And sometimes it's the little girl or the little boy in us who's driving the car, which is our life. And sometimes we gotta just tell them to be quiet.
Well.
Tell them, shh, stop talking to me. Because see, unresolved issues from your childhood is going to manifest in your adulthood.
Yeah.
And so you got to come. That's why the Bible says, crucify the old man. But the old man is really the little boy and the little girl who is damaged,
Yes.
who's touched, who was abused, who was abandoned, who was hurt. And sometimes when somebody says something, that reminded them of. Their eyes get to flash, they get to look, they get to holler. Because you know what? This reminds me of a time when I was a child. This reminds me of a time that I had to resolve those issues. And those issues keep coming forth. It's almost like the Bible says, like a dog, when you clean them up. Or a pig, he go back and get muddy again. Or that dog who threw up, what made him sick, he'll go right back to eat it. Some of us are like that. Some of the things as a child that bothered us, that we say, okay, people say forgive me, we let it go. But sometimes it come right back up. And we're in the same place again. Because we keep listening to lying Larry. Or lying Lisa. Or the devil. See, the devil's job is to always remind you that you're not worthy.
Right.
You remember what you used to do?
Right.
You remember what happened to you? You really ain't all of that. He's going to keep reminding you. And you have to push through. Like the lady did. She had to push through to touch the hem of Jesus' garments.
Yes.
She said, if I could just touch his garments, I know I can be healed. And if we can push through ourselves and our experiences and our past and our hurt and pain, and we can push through and see Jesus. He said, come to me, all you are heavy laden. He said, I'll give you rest. See, there are so many people that don't have rest because you're still wrestling with the past because you haven't let it go. You haven't learned to forgive. So this boy was in his 20s and he couldn't build good relationships and he thought about suicide as a young man, and he finally got hospitalized because he was dealing with post-traumatic stress. Trauma that he never dealt with, that never dissipated, that was still in his life, that he gave life to, he still allowed to live in his mind. And then, while in the hospital, he learned the power of forgiveness. See, some of us need to learn the power of forgiveness. And when you learn the power of forgiveness to let go, you find that your life is going to be different. And then he finally found strength through his faith in counseling to let the past go. How many this morning, the past is still holding on to you? See, I remember Paul said, I run this race. I run this race with patience. And every time I watch the Olympics, when they run the race, I never seen anybody with a lot of clothes on. They take off much as possible to make it lighter. And some of you need to start taking off some layers of pain.
Amen.
Layers of anger. Layers of hatred. You need to start letting things go so that you can move forward. Because I tell you that the door to the future,
That's right.
Jesus says, narrow is the way. You can't go through a narrow door with all this baggage. Angry at my dad, he went in my life. Angry at my mom, my brother, my sister. You got baggages, backpacks of foolishness that you're trying to carry into the future. It ain't going through that door. He said, narrow is the way. Some things you got to put down.
Amen.
Some things you got to let go.
Amen.
So that you can go through. I told you it's not what you go through, it's what you grow through. And when you grow with the right spirit in mind, you're going to let some things go.
Right.
Well, it's going to take some time. Give me a week, give me a month. You might not have a week. You might not have a month. And I promise you, the longer you hold on to toxicity and poison, the more it does to your body. You're not hurting that person, you're hurting yourself. Because that is eating at you. It's eating at you. There are 3 chemicals that you release in your body. Endorphins, cortisol, and norepinephrine. 3 chemicals when you're angry, got anxiety, and stress. 3 chemicals you release in your body. And God only gave them to you so you can run, fight, flight, or freeze. That's what God gave to you. A car comes, ooh, I got this chemical, the adrenaline make me move fast. A lion after me, we ain't got no lions no more, but some of y'all boyfriends are like lions. But so, when you're running from somebody, that's what it's for. But if it's still in your body more than 30 minutes, those same chemicals start attacking you. They start killing you. They attack your telomeres. That's a chromosome in your brain. That's why people start aging looking so hard. Because you put all that poison stuff in it and it's killing you. So that's why the Bible says, be angry, sin not. Say, don't go to bed with all this stuff in your body. God is telling you for a reason. There's a scientific and a biological reason. You are killing yourself with poisons. Well, I ain't ready yet. I'll have to give them later. Okay, keep doing it. When you wake up dead with a heart attack or stress because you're killing your crazy self. So we need a mind shift. We need a mind shift. Instead of being controlled by your negative emotions and dwelling on your mistreatments in life. that you endured. Forgiveness will give you the strength to let go of your pain and to move on with your life.
Yes, sir.
Forgiveness will give you the courage and strength to focus on your wellness, not your hurt,
Yes.
your future, and not your past. That's what this whole thing is about. To forgive is to set a prisoner free. Only to find out the prisoner I set free was me. Y'all get that? You are the prisoner. You can't forgive.
Amen.
You're not holding them back, you're holding yourself back. And you put yourself in a cage. You put yourself in a mindset. And that's what this whole thing is about. So the Bible says, listen, love your enemies. And we said, that's not easy because I need a mind shift. Because human nature is not designed to love your enemy. It takes divine nature. It takes a higher calling, a higher consciousness. It takes transformative thoughts.
Yes.
It takes a new mindset. And see, that's what this whole thing is about. God is saying, I'm trying to change you. I'm going to let you go through some things. Some people are going to touch you and hurt you because they touched and hurt me. They spat on me. And I forgave them.
Amen.
I said, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. You got to have, Father, forgive them in your spirit. Because they know not what they do. And then you got to learn how to move on.
Yes, sir.
You got to let it go. You got to let it go.
Amen.
So this afternoon, I hope you can receive that. That you understand that you need a mind shift. See, it's mind over matter. If you don't mind it,
It don't matter.
it don't matter. That's your lesson for today.